The main character, Temperance Brennan, is a forensic anthropologist and a successful author. She is referred to as the best anthropologist in the world, not best female anthropologist. She's an independent woman who does not need a man because she's capable of dealing with any issue by herself. She makes it clear on many occasions that she doesn't need to fit in or agree with the traditional perceptions of gender roles.
You put your 9-year-old daughter in a corset, Miss Swanson. Corset?
Yeah, Brianna ordered that off the internet herself, and I didn't tighten it up very much.
Did you ever think to tell Brianna that she didn't need to alter her physical appearance in order to be loved?
She's trained in martial arts, she's tough and strong. Brennan is never the typical damsel in distress. When she's in danger, she works hard to rescue herself. In Season 3, Brennan is injured by a bomb made of human teeth and continues to solve the case. She's even saved male characters in the show. Most of the time, she's emotionally distanced, cold, and very scientific about everything. She's often judged by her friends and colleagues for these unfeminine traits. They try to excuse her lack of sensitivity by saying she's had a bad childhood. Yes, Brennan is negatively sanctioned, but she defends herself every time. With all the ways that she's challenging androcentrism, she's seen as a very powerful character in the show. The main character, Seeley Booth, is seen as a very masculine character. He's got the badge, the gun, he's muscular, he's the typical male hero. Generally, he lives up to the expectations that society sets for him as a man. But then when you look at how he solves his murder cases, he's all about using his intuition, sensitivity, and faith. Booth is devoted to his family and overprotective over Brennan, even though she can handle herself. Sensitivity is a devalued trait usually attached with femininity. This goes into androcentrism and power because whenever any mention of Booth's sensitivity comes up among others, he feels embarrassed and the need to assert his manhood. Angela is a specialist in forensic facial reconstruction. She's emotional, empathetic, and the most girly of the three main female characters. She undoes gender by being very open about her sexuality. She's bisexual and can be tough. Camille Saroyan is in charge of everyone in the Institute. She does not tolerate sexist comments and does not want any children. When main issues arise about women, Camille and Angela both speak their mind and don't care what anyone else thinks. The show clearly passes the Bechdel test. The ratio of female to male characters is 50-50, which isn't common in many TV shows. Angela and Brennan sometimes talk about men, but they also talk about work and whatever other topic arises in the show. Camille and Brennan mainly talk about work. Of the three main female characters, two of them hold positions of authority. Victims in the show are both men and women, and their bodies are usually past the point of being recognizable, which is not pretty to look at, but not as disgusting as the recently murdered, usually almost naked, young female victims you see in other crime shows, which are sexualizing violence against women. Now, when you take a look at the female characters' views on motherhood, Angela has always wanted kids. Camille...
You don't want kids? Screaming, crying, vomit, other bodily fluids. It's like a day around here. Not worth giving up his body for that.
And Brennan didn't necessarily want them until she had one. This shows that females can have goals in life other than reproducing. Female characters in TV shows usually hold occupations such as maids, nurses, secretaries, or housewives, but clearly in Bones that is not the case. Jack Hodgins is the bug and slime guy at the lab. Early in the season, he was shown having anger management problems. He likes to do experiments which usually involve guns or big explosions, and likes to call himself king of the lab. Hodgins was not very manly in an episode where Brennan and him got kidnapped. He cried and expressed his love for Angela and fears about death to Brennan, who had to calm him down. They then worked together to save themselves. Hodgins showed sensitivity that men aren't allowed to express even in that dire of a situation. In his defense, he was injured. Relationships in Bones are not like the typical relationships seen on TV. Usually the man is the provider and the strong protector in the relationship, and a woman is the emotional codependent caretaker. Brennan can protect herself, makes more money, and is more intelligent than Booth. Booth still feels the need to protect Brennan, but when they're in a dangerous situation, he says the gun goes first, not the man goes first. When you look at other relationships in the show, you can see that the men are looking for commitment, and the women are more reluctant to settle down. One obvious major reinforcing of androcentrism is that all the female characters are extremely thin and attractive, and they like to show off that they're attractive, but so do the men cast members in the show about equally. Overall, I believe that Bones is one of the best TV shows concerning the stereotypical gender portrayals of both men and women. All the characters are challenging gender norms in different ways, which I think makes it an interesting show to watch compared to other crime shows. You have men and women working together in an environment where gender has nothing to do with power and success.